Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We're Felix and Tanya, and with our son Baby Lion, we've been converting a 2019 Sprinter van into a tiny home on wheels. This week, we build the benches for our dinette style bench to bed layout. While California is still locked down due to the stay-at-home order, we've kept ourselves busy with cutting, painting, sanding, and dry fitting the seating until we got it just right. We even created an area just for Baby Lion. Join us today as the layout of the van finally starts to come together.
Oh my God, created a monster. So a couple weeks ago, I don't know, a couple days ago, it's all blur right now. I showed you this beautiful table we had left over from a Nike event. If you don't remember, we have an event space. It's called Allies. And I'm actually building for the van inside our event space. So I'm taking this beautiful table apart. It's gonna be our benches that are also gonna be our bed. It's gonna be some of our overhead cabinetry as I cut and dissect this table. Just a choice cuts, like how the butcher does with the meat that I don't eat because I'm vegan or vegetarian. We're gonna chop this bench up into everything that we need, or as much as we can out of it, because it's just beautiful. Bye, bench. That's kind of like bye. Jag minns ju den tid du gav mig life billar, jo. Nu vill jag kunna ge tillbaka allt jag inte kunna ge förut. Det finns ingen annan där som kan stå här by my side, oh. We got the top off. I have a 1x3 here and some blue tape down to help stop the flicking up of the laminate that's on this wood already. This 1x3 is going to give me a cutting guide. My son Lion is choking or something. I don't know what. And then I have these supports that I'm going to be able to clamp down right here to keep the 1x3 in place because I don't want it to slide while I'm cutting. And then hopefully we're gonna get a nice straight line with no laminate chip. What do you think, Lion? Can we do this? Yeah? Is that the high five? Is that the victory? We got you throwing it up? We got this? We have a headset on them, but the skill saw still kind of gets them sometimes. But if you're wondering about cutting laminate, you want to tape over your cut line. That way it doesn't flail upwards. And you need a blade that's for laminate or countertop with a lot of teeth. And I say get a brand new blade for the job. That way you don't risk a dull blade kind of pulling chips up that you don't need. We're probably going to trim everything anyway with some rubber trim, just in case Lion bunks his head. All right, so this is why we taped the seam. The table served the purpose for the Nike event, and it served the purpose for a lot of our events. It's gonna repurpose in our van as cabinets, as a bench. So what I'm trying to say is hashtag no chips. What'd you drop, Lion?
Wow!
Cool, right?
So good job!
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! I'm almost in the van! Here we are again, Home Depot. It's like Disneyland. I decided to park so far away right now. To get back to the car, I have to go around the whole area that's closed off. That way they can control the entry. But we got some wood. And we're gonna keep working on this van. Because free people. Free people. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh, an experimental toilet seat.
Good morning. Do you want to explain what we're doing right now?
I'm cutting my first piano hinge. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but I believe it is. And then we're gonna center it here on these two panels. These are extras cut off.
Hold on, Lion seems to be...
Lion wants in the show.
As usual.
So we're gonna test them on these two scrap panels and see how we like the piano hinge to sit in the seam. These things will hinge like this and sit open against the wall of the van. As soon as we get a big hydraulic fuete, like
hinge?
Amazon. You get the fuete
on Amazon. The base of the bench is marble. The top of this is going to be white. We're doing the dinette style into bed, so these are going to have holes in them. And then for the lids, these are the hinges. So let's see if we can cut.
A little trick when stuff gets grippy, metal on metal, and you don't want it to get messy where you're working, you can kind of give your blade a spritz.
There's a crazy guy outside.
The crazy guy outside, he just touched the door.
Awesome.
But one thing that we have for the crazy folk is we have this thing right here. It kind of just calms everything. It's almost like you know how an orchestrator guy just kind of orchestrates beautiful sounds? This orchestrates, yo, chill out, bro.
Anyway.
Okay, back to work. See how it's a lot smoother? Another trick when you're getting a little tacky and stuck, just angle the blade upwards so there's a little less friction on your drag. So when you angle the blade up again, you start to get a little bit more of a fluid motion because you're kind of going with the metal, and then you can slowly cheat your angle back in and you feel like you're gaining a little bit more ground. Now yes, I could have used angle grinder or a chop saw if you have one of those. But for some stuff, it's cool to use hand tools still because you get like a nice controlled pace on what you're doing, and you really get a feel for what's going on instead of like, and then I'm like, oh wow, what am I gonna do now? Like, there's our cut. It's a little curled up. The screws will handle that. It's exactly centered in our material here. And then the other choice that's cool to make, you have all this piano hinge. You can choose the same exact spacing as you do on the finished side, and then it just gives it a little bit more of a professional look. Now the next thing is, do we install them like this, or do we install them like that? It's kind of slick.
That looks nice.
I know.
What do you think, Lion? Any ideas?
So executive decision, just because I just had an idea. What Lion just said is that you can install them like this, and if they ever get loose, you could always take them out and then install them like this. So you get the best of both worlds. We're cutting the back of the flap on our seats/bed. I suggest make all your cuts at Home Depot, and then do minor cuts at home.
Schmode.
You can't get that straight of a cut unless you do something about it. These little things are really cool. They make a nice little dent in the center, more or less, of wherever you want to start drilling at. And it saves your drill from dancing around. Kind of gives you like a point of entry. Let's just call it drill formally. Since these are the lids of our seats, we're drilling some holes. So this will be under the cushion, which will also be the mattress. But you know, some people be farting and stuff. We're gonna have like a fart exit. No, I'm just kidding. So what happens is the mattress sometimes gets a little humidity and stuff, and they say to drill holes in your wood so it has a little kind of vapor release and the moisture doesn't get trapped up between your wood and your cushions. But also, it's not bad for like a little fart extractor. You know how it is. And this thing's got mad power, so it's gonna get a little sketchy maybe. So you would want to clamp this stuff down. I built stuff up so we have a little space in between the work table and the wood. But still, this is crazy. This thing is like holding on to like a bumper of a car when it peels out. Then the cool thing about it too is play beer pong, you know? You don't have to worry about your beer falling through.
That's so funny.
Cheat code, just throw the one over the other one if you are going to have flaps. And if you can eyeball the center more or less, It's gonna be under your cushion, so it's not that serious. And now you can get the drilling right away. Don't let that virus hold you back, even though I kind of lost my voice.
All right, we getting a lid in or what?
Yeah, I think we have a lid.
So cool.
This is how we expose the jacuzzi.
The hot tub?
Whenever we're not in the hot tub, we just put the lid down and we just use it as kind of like a vaporizer. We just mist.
Like a humidifier.
It's just like a diesel essential oils and like humidifier of like, you know, it's like 100-gallon humidifier of essential oils and secretions and stuff.
Secretions is a really gross word. Wow. Exactly what we built it for.
It's my quiet space.
Good job, it looks great.
2 more benches to go, 4 more lids to go, and then we gotta make some pillows. What do you think about mom and dad sleeping on separate beds? Let me show you where we put you when you cry too much. What do you think about this right here? Here, come look at it a little bit closer.
That's what the Candyman said.
Hello.
Oh, look what Dad did. Sorry.
What happened? I'll get in with you. I'm with you. Why not? Uh-oh, the sheriff's in town. Coco, no can go to the beach yet, Coco. Corona 25, what's the plate? Unless you got that boat right there. I'm on my land yacht. We were all covered in sawdust from building these benches, so we decided to come to the beach, and we haven't even attached them yet. Well, this one's attached. That's where I keep Lion in here when he misbehaves. Right, Lion? Wanna go in the box? Say, hey, you. Where are you gonna go, baby? In the box. Oh my God. Created a monster.
That guy's got a fun bit.
We got chased out by the cops for sitting in our car.
Lion's freaking out about
Lion's
it.
angry about it. They don't even know the cops are coming.
Wow. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode. Tune in next Sunday to see what's next for the build. Will it be the walls or will it be the overhead cabinets? Well, just make sure that you're subscribed to our channel and turn your notifications on so that you don't miss your seat on the bus.